laughing at the kid putting the big guys in their place. In his last words, he says there will be nothing left for the weaklings. His heart finally stops, and Sanji screams like a madman. He tells him to hold on and asks why he is smiling. But then a broadcast starts rolling across the entire world. He introduces himself as Dr. Vegapunk, a humble and genius scientist, and he says the message he is about to leave will shock the entire world. It is none other than the hidden truth of the world itself. Shaka says it is not smart to just blurt it out right away. People need to actually pay attention. The old man warns that the moment some sneaky journalist finds out, it will spread all over the world. But the giant robot says there is a chance they can manipulate the info. So they decided to stall a little before dropping the real bomb. They said these mind waves will broadcast worldwide, hacking the Navy's system and creating one massive transmission. The Marines tried to shut it down but could not stop it at all. The tavern cook is completely lost and asks why he is hearing Vegapunk's voice. Saturn and Kizaru are still trapped in Luffy's grip like flies in a spiderweb. Shaka says they need to wait until everyone can turn on their video Den Den Mushi, and Luffy spots the helmet dude, who says they will wait 1 hour so the whole world can get ready. Saturn is in shock, asking what they plan to reveal. Vegapunk says 1 hour is way too much time. Nami and Usopp start whining that while they are doing everything to escape, Vegapunk is just chatting away. But Chopper and Tinhead find it weird, because they heard Shaka's voice even though he got shot by York. Not even Edison knew what the heck was happening. The giants marched through the forest with huge grins because something big was about to go down. They kept searching for the Straw Hat. The Marines joined up, and the giants called them a bunch of idiots. The soldiers fired and caused a massive explosion, but it did not even tickle these monstrous warriors. They hit back by smashing their axes into the ground and sending everyone flying, destroyed that human anthill in the blink of an eye. Meanwhile, Vegapunk says he will give them 10 minutes to get ready. Innocent Luffy says, as usual, that Vegapunk and Shaka are still alive and kicking. Now it was time to wipe out those government trash. Over in Marijois, the Celestial Dragons wanted to know what kind of broadcast this was. St. Marcus asks what happened to Vegapunk. Saturn replies telepathically that Kizaru killed him, and he saw it with his own eyes. Top man El Bigodon says he could only have left a message programmed to trigger after his death. They needed to find the source of the broadcast as fast as possible. It had to be somewhere in Egghead's Labia Stratus, protected by a barrier. The only thing they knew is that if Vegapunk reveals the truth about the world, Imusama will shred them to bits. While waiting for the 10 minutes to pass, the old man goes to grab a coffee. In Dressrosa, the people start realizing something, saying that the famous Dr. Vegapunk is trying to reveal something to the world. Everyone rushed to the plaza to watch on their video Den Den Mushi. At this speed, the signal would barely make it before the speech ended. Rebecca arrives from training, ready to watch the broadcast. Leo and Kabu show up asking if this is the scientist Luffyland held hostage. But Rebecca tells him to stop being dumb because this is obviously government lies. Lucy would never do something so cowardly. Hiro says it looks like Vegapunk is speaking freely and on his own, so he is probably not being threatened by anyone. In Fuchsia Village, the people were also getting ready. They thought it would be about Luffy doing something bad again. They said this truth about the world thing is total nonsense, but they were still curious. The village is poor and could not even afford a video Den Den Mushi, so they would just listen on the radio. In Water 7, everyone started waking up in the middle of the night. Iceberg immediately tells his maid to get the video Den Den Mushi ready, but the girl was sharp and had already turned it on. She even set up screens at all the shipyards. In Morgan's magical balloon, Wapel Windhead is completely confused. The parrot explains that Vegapunk is broadcasting this using Navy tech. Vivi asks where Luffy and the others are, but Morgans calls her dumb and tells her to check the timestamp on the recording. This is not Egghead's current time, so these images must be pre-recorded. He says the place must already be worse than hell after a buster call, and he wants to make a headline about this story that will shake the world. Vivi can only pray that Luffy and the others get out alive. In West Blue, everyone is ready for the broadcast, saying this scientist is crazy for chopping off his head and sticking an apple antenna on it. In North and South Blue, people are curious about what he wants to say to the whole world. And in the Three-Legged Women's Kingdom, they are drooling, calling Vegapunk the old man on the boat. Shaka says it will take 10 minutes to brew the coffee, but at this rate, nobody will even get a sip. Ivankov starts laughing at Vegapunk's head, which is way smaller than last time. Koala asks if these are the famous copies of the Doctor. Morley wants to know how he can broadcast this message while being held hostage. Sabo asks Dragon if Vegapunk will really reveal the truth about the world. The absentee dad remembers the conversation he had with Shaka months ago, saying he knew he would die soon, and he keeps thinking that is the only thing he has done since the anime started. For 28 years, Dragon has literally done nothing. No fighting, no escaping captivity, not even showing a little power to us. At Egghead, the giant beaver is almost there while carrying Frankie and the others, and the giant robot is stunned when he comes face to face with the warrior's ship from Elbaf. That was Great Irek, and they would set sail as soon as the bosses returned. Bonnie is worried, asking if Vegapunk will come back safe. He will, girl, trust him. The Gorosei are calmly watching the broadcast as if time is on their side. Luffy says that even after all those punches, the bearded guy is still intact. Borsalino tries to catch him off guard and shoots a laser from his eyes, but Luffy barely dodges and says that as long as his friends are not free, these two will go nowhere. He hits a Gomu Gomu no Donshibaru, sending Saturn and Kizaru flying with a massive kiss. Stuck together, this is the famous "till death do us part." They get so flattened they look like Aladdin's magic carpet. Luffy starts spinning them like pizza dough. He says that since the horned guy always recovers, this time he will send both of them to the ends of the world. He throws them to the moon and starts cracking up. The Marines see something coming toward them from afar. They take a Gomu Gomu no Kizaru right in the face as a warning. A whole warship explodes and Saturn is next, but the bastard regains control and heads back toward Luffy. Caught off guard, he almost has a heart attack from shock, asking why nothing can hurt this old rascal. Kizaru is just a limp coat on the deck, thinking back to the moment he had to stab Vegapunk. The Gorosei tell Saturn that time is running out. They cannot let Vegapunk reveal everything he knows. Luffy dodges all the Gorosei's assassination attempts that have now finally stopped spinning. He glares at Saturn, who looks even uglier, like a sick pig, and he begins the incantation. Out of nowhere, a blue flame and a pentagram appear on Egghead's ground, and they also appear in Mary Joie in front of the Gorosei. That fat butt better get off the couch and activate the world government's overpowered mode. Suddenly, the weather in Egghead flips and a sinister black lightning strikes. Luffy is shocked, asking what the heck is going on. Sanji says it looks exactly like when the old spider showed up. One demon was not enough, so now all five are coming to turn Egghead into a nightmare. In the next episode, the crew is going to freak out. The five elders are about to hit the battlefield in their true combat forms, and they are about to show that the old guy still got it. The next episode title is The Worst Nightmare. The five elders assemble. Man, what a monstrous episode. The secret Vegapunk wants to reveal is so dangerous, it even forced the Gorosei out of hiding after 28 years. If you are hyped and want me to drop the next episode as soon as it releases, comment One Piece 1143. Smash that like button and subscribe if you are not already.